Aloha and hey everyone, welcome back to Living in Power Today. I'm Susan, your ASD Master Coach. I'm growing in self-acceptance of my own ASD traits just like you. In this series, we're exploring what cognitive distortions are, how they develop in our lives, and their daily impact on our daily lives. So today, in this episode, we're tackling the subject of filtering out the positive. So, if you've ever brushed off a compliment or ignored your achievements and focusing only on what went wrong, well, you might be engaging in this cognitive distortion. I've done it. I have to catch myself doing it. And this is also wrapped up into what we call imposter syndrome. This is that distortion that fuels imposter syndrome. So let's break it down and learn how to truly acknowledge this um, and acknowledge the good in our lives. So filtering out the positive happens when we dismiss or downplay positive experiences in our life, or feedback that someone gives us, or major accomplishments, even the small accomplishments. So instead of accepting praise or recognizing our success, we focus only on negatives or the perceived shortcomings. And we'll come back to that in a moment. So for level 1 autistic adults and others at marginalized intersections of society, this can be particularly challenging on a daily basis because we may already struggle with self-perception of how people see us and the confidence in social or professional settings that we may find ourselves. So imagine you give a presentation and then afterwards, multiple people compliment your insights. But one person gives mild criticism. So instead of appreciating the multiple praise you got, you fixate on that one negative comment. It lives rent-free in your head, overthinking for gosh knows how long. Sometimes weeks, days, only hours, sometimes years. So convincing yourself that the presentation was a failure is where you've ended up. All right, so this is called filtering out the positive in action. This is also one of the symptoms of the inability to accept even the smallest amount of criticism or positive feedback from anyone. It's an emotional behavioral response in many who grew up in a critical home or a strict set of societal rules or environments as well. It creates the ripe, fertile soil for perfectionism to take root. And perfectionism is a never-ending journey, and filtering out the positive are some of the bricks used to build that road. I have to admit to you, it was just 2014 when I moved from the mainland to Hawaii. Totally different world, totally different culture, totally different mindset. And so, of course, I came with the mainland city mindset. You know, everything had to be convenient. Nothing could be hard or uncomfortable for me. We call that jungle queen mentality or pretty pretty princess mentality. The jungle queen is the one that can handle anything that's thrown at her, male or female. And so when my boss started to give me feedback sessions, I couldn't handle it. I broke down at the thought of even having one critique, just one. And how he did it was to bring in all of the positive things that you were doing that were working. And then at the end, addressing the things that I needed to work on and elevate um, to grow. I couldn't take that. And me and him butted heads for a long time until I got it. And that's where I was sitting, right on this road to perfectionism and not being able to take a lick of criticism from anybody. And I never realized that I was doing that my whole life. And this distortion can lower your self-esteem, increase your stress, and reinforce your feelings of inadequacy. Now remember, if you grew up in a home or a system, like maybe you were awarded the state, and it wasn't you were in a home, but it wasn't your DNA family. Um, you know, your self-esteem probably is still low. It's still affected by these things, and you're feeling inadequate. It doesn't matter how many degrees you have. It doesn't matter how many awards you have. You will still have this feeling of inadequacy and not enoughness inside of you, no matter how successful you have been in life. So by constantly overlooking our positives, we deny ourselves the joy and self-motivation that we can do for ourselves, thus making it harder to feel accomplished or satisfied with anything. And this isn't only affecting you in your work. This is affecting you in your relationships, how you approach different types of relationships. You're going to drag all of this in and all that baggage. So over time, this can contribute to anxiety, depression, relationship failures, um, burnout, autistic burnout, or worse. So to challenge this pattern and bring in some strategies and reframing this, we want to start by keeping track of the positives in our lives on a daily basis, okay? Get your little notebook or do it in your phone, however you want to do it, whichever generation you're from. Write down the compliments and your achievements or moments of success during each day, no matter how small. If you didn't lose your eyeglasses today when you normally do, write that down. If someone said, wow, I really like the way you're styling yourself, or, I really like that hairstyle looks really cute on you, write that down and just simply say, thank you. Okay. When self-doubt creeps in, revisit your list as proof that positives do exist. So next, you want to practice accepting compliments without qualifications. If someone said, wow, you did a great job, Adam, I'm so proud of you, instead of responding with, oh, well, it really wasn't that great. My dog could have probably done it. Wrong answer. Try simply saying, thank you, and then shutting up. Okay? I lost my track. Yeah. See, that's all right. Finally, you balance your perspective. So if you catch yourself dismissing something good, ask, if this were happening to a friend, would I ignore it? Or would I encourage them to celebrate each win? So the point of this is, treat yourself with the same kindness of compassion you would for anyone else that you care about. Okay? Yeah. And you want to recognize embracing positive experiences, building confidence, and building your resilience. That's what this does. It makes room for joy. It makes room for peace, because you can't have peace in mind or in your life until you're ready to clean away all of these things that you have learned and become willing to unlearn what doesn't help you. Letting go of shoulds, shouldn'ts, and trying to be perfect in everything is the start of building an unshakable confidence in yourself that you deserve. You are worthy of grace. I want you to say that again. You are worthy of grace. That's today's mantra. Maybe that's this week's mantra. Maybe that's every day you're feeling like crap mantra. You are worthy of whatever. Today it just happens to be grace. Okay? In our next episode, we will tackle personalization and self-blame, and how to differentiate between personal responsibility from misplaced guilt. Oh, we're probably the guilt queens, right? No, we're going to talk about that next episode. And if this episode today resonates with you, please drop a comment and share your thoughts. I am so grateful for your insights, whether they are to offer positive feedback or even the smallest criticism that you may have, or what you would like better. That's fine, because opinions and differing opinions are actually what helps us to put things together and think about what's best, because you cannot grow with only one train of thought. You have different options on the table. Create more ability to cognitively think about things, and rule out the negatives. Rule out, question yourself. Rule out, but is that true? Right? So I'm open to your thoughts, and I want you to be open to other people's thoughts, thinking about this. And let me know what's helping you during this series. Is your sheet that you downloaded, because I know you downloaded it, right? Is it helping you daily, recognizing what thought patterns are holding you back and hindering your growth? So remember, you are not your mistakes. Things that are perceived as mistakes are the necessary bricks on the road to growth, self-awareness, and acceptance that your life is worth living, no matter how it presents. Okay, let's support each other through this. Your likes, shares, and subscriptions, when we get to that point, are always appreciated for building our community together. So remember, every moment is a chance to see things differently. Perspectives are great. So grab that daily thought tracker at the link, and practice makes change daily. I'm genuinely excited to hear of the positive life-affirming results from practicing daily thought awareness is bringing you. See you in the next video. Aloha.